Hello students, good morning. My name is Harendra Tiwari from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. As we know that we are learning nowadays gas laws. In my previous videos, I explained Boyle's law, Charles' law. Now, in this video, I am going to explain Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac, his full name is Joseph Gay-Lussac. He performed an experiment, and in his experiment he observed variation in pressure with temperature when he kept mass and volume of the gas constant. That's why generally we call Gay-Lussac's law is the pressure temperature relationship. See, how he made mass and volume of the gas constant. For that he took one rigid vessel. In this rigid vessel he filled a definite amount of gas. So in order to that he made the volume of the gas, mass of the gas constant. When the mass of the gas constant, mass became constant, volume cannot be expand or cannot be contract while heating or cooling respectively. The volume became constant because he took a vessel that was the rigid. So this figure indicates us study of variation of pressure with temperature. He increased the temperature and decreased the temperature many times and observed variation in pressure with the temperature. And that observation he found pressure is directly proportional to the temperature. For that he used a mathematical expression to make us understand. So what was his mathematical expression? Let us see here. Suppose for example at 0 degrees Celsius pressure of the gas is equal to P naught. At T degrees Celsius pressure of the gas will be Pt. At 0 degrees Celsius P naught, at T degrees Celsius pressure of the gas Pt. So when on increasing temperature by 1 degree Celsius, he observed when he increased the temperature by 1 degree Celsius, he observed an increment in the pressure such as at T plus 1 degree Celsius pressure of the gas increases Pt plus Pt by 273.15, means he observed an increment of the pressure 1 by 273.15 of its original pressure. Is it clear? Then he next step what he did, then he decreased the pressure from T to -1, means 1 degree Celsius temperature he decreases on decreasing temperature by 1 degree Celsius. He noticed that at T minus 1 degree Celsius temperature, pressure of the gas became Pt minus Pt divided by 273.15. Means here when he decreased the pressure by 1 degree Celsius, then he observed that and decrement of the pressure 1 by 273.15 of its original pressure which was at the temperature T degree Celsius. The meaning of these expression once I am explaining by taking the real example. Suppose the initial pressure of the gas was 2 bar initial pressure. This 2 bar at 25 degree Celsius. At 25 degree Celsius the pressure is the 2 bar. When he increases the pressure 1 degree Celsius, when he increases the temperature 1 degree Celsius, then become 26 degree Celsius. He observed the new pressure 2 bar plus 2 by 273.15, means 2 is the original pressure, 273.15. This amount of the pressure increases on increasing 1 degree Celsius. When he decreases the pressure, means 25 degree Celsius, when he decreases the temperature from 25 degree Celsius to become the 24 degree Celsius new temperature, then he observed the new pressure became 2 bar minus 2 divided by 273.15, means and decrement of the pressure. New pressure decreases on decreasing 1 degree Celsius temperature. So he made a statement on the basis of his general observation, and in such way he made a statement at constant mass and volume. At constant mass and volume, pressure of the gases increases or decreases by 1 upon 273.15 for each 1 degree Celsius rise or fall in temperature respectively. On the basis of this observation which he had observed from his experiment, he made this statement: while increases the temperature 1 degree Celsius and increment in the pressure 1 by 273.15, while decreasing the temperature he observed a decrement in the pressure of 1 by 273.15. Is it clear? On the basis of this observation, he wrote that some of other mathematical expression. So please, you have noted down it, then I will continue with his other mathematical expression. Now take the case first. Case first. Temperature, in this case, he decreases the temperature. Temperature decreases. Temperature decreases. He wrote the mathematical expression when the temperature was decreasing. So at 0 degree Celsius, pressure of gas was P0. So at -1 degree Celsius, pressure of gas will be P0 minus P0 divided by 273.15. Any problem? Any problem? No. At -2 degree Celsius, pressure of gas will be P0 minus 2 times of P0 divided by 273.15. So if the pressure decreases, keep on decreasing, then at minus 273.15 degrees Celsius, the pressure we will get, pressure of gas is equal to P0 minus 273.15 P0 divided by 273.15. Means, now see here closely, this value will cancel out. So now we get that pressure at minus 273.15 degrees Celsius will become 0. P0 minus P0, 0. 0. Let us see. In the Charles' law, he observed at minus 273.15 degrees Celsius temperature, volume of the gas became 0. Means there will be no existence of the gaseous state of the matter. So if the gaseous state of the matter does not exist, then obviously the pressure of the gas will be 0. Is it clear? Any problem? No. Volume of the gas at this temperature became 0. Pressure of the gas obviously will be the 0. Now we have proven by using the Gay-Lussac's law mathematical expressions. That is, we can say that is at minus 273.15 degrees Celsius, pressure of gas 0 means no existence of gaseous state, means gaseous state of matter does not exist. It may convert into liquid state or may convert into solid state, but it may not be exist in the gaseous state at this temperature. This is applicable for each and every gases. gases. This is clear. So from this relation he find out minus 273.15 degree Celsius is equal to derive the 0 Kelvin, that we call that absolute zero. So absolute zero is the temperature that we express in terms of the Kelvin, degree Kelvin. The meaning of absolute zero, how we will define the absolute zero, the value of the temperature at which the volume and pressure of the gas became zero, that we call the absolute zero or 0 degree Kelvin. So at 0 degree Celsius we can write the 273.15 Kelvin. 0 degree Celsius is equal to 273.15 Kelvin. This temperature became T0, and at T degree Celsius then T plus 273.15 Kelvin, that will equal to T. So this is a very important relation we got from this mathematical expression. So in such way Gay-Lussac also proved that 0 degree Celsius is equal to 273.15 Kelvin, that is we denoted by the T0, and T degree Celsius is equal to T plus 273.15 Kelvin. Listen, at 0 degree Celsius 273.15 Kelvin, so any T degree Celsius, then that T plus 200, suppose 5 degree Celsius, then 5 plus 273.15 Kelvin means then 5 plus 273.15, then that will be 278.15 Kelvin in Kelvin. If you remember, when I taught Charles law, there I told when we express or denote the temperature in capital T, that express the value in Kelvin, and when we denote the temperature in small t, that express us temperature in degree Celsius. Temperature in degree Celsius. Celsius means small t degree Celsius or capital T for the degree Kelvin. Degree Kelvin. This is a notation. Okay. This is a convention. So you have noted down. Then I will come to the case second. So from case 1 he got or derived a very good relation. 0 degree Celsius is equal to 273.15 Kelvin, that will equal to at T0, and T degree Celsius temperature is equal to, we can write T plus 273.15 Kelvin, that will equal to T. So this relation he derived from the case first expression. Now second case second we can write such way. So what he did in the second case, temperature increases. So when the temperature increases, he wrote a expression for that case. So on increasing temperature, suppose for example at 0 degree Celsius temperature, pressure of gas is equal to P0. Then at 1 degree Celsius temperature, we can write pressure of gas is equal to P0 plus P0 divided by 273.15. Then at 2 degree Celsius temperature, we can write pressure of gas will be equal to P naught plus 2 times of P naught divided by 273.15. In such way, if the temperature at T degree Celsius, temperature is the T degree Celsius, any T degree Celsius, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then what will be the pressure? That pressure we can write pressure of gas P naught plus T into P naught upon 273.15. So we can write this equation in such a way: PT means pressure at T degree Celsius is equal to P naught plus T into P naught divided by 273.15. Is it clear? So he got one very good relation, and on the basis of this relation he draw a graph. So I am going to draw here one graph on the basis of this relation, and then we can prove and we can observe clearly how the temperature vary with the pressure. So now I am rubbing it. So first graph is here. This graph, the relation PT versus temperature. So now when we write in terms of the Y is equal to mx plus c. So in terms of Y is equal to mx plus c, we can write, see, so PT, this is a Y, is equal to T. T will be at x-axis, Y is equal to, so just I am converting this values in terms of the Y is equal to mx plus c. This is the straight line graph equation, general equation. PT is equal to P naught divided by 273.15. This is a m, and at x-axis we take the t, and plus P naught, which is the intercept. So y indicate that y-axis, x indicate in this equation x-axis. So in such way y, and this is y-axis and this is x-axis. So at y-axis PT, at x-axis temperature, increases. Then P naught means intercept. C is in intercept. Intercept at y-axis. Intercept at y-axis. So this is the P naught. This is a straight line graph because here m, slope is constant. So we get that straight line graph. So P naught is the temperature at 0 degree Celsius. Clear? So if this value 0 degree Celsius, if in Kelvin, then we write the 273.15 Kelvin. Now when the temperature decreases from 0 degree Celsius to minus, then this line will touch at point. This point is the minus 273.15 degree Celsius or 0 Kelvin. 0 Kelvin. On increasing temperature, we are observing in this graph, the pressure is also increases. The value of this slope comes constant, P naught divided by 273.15. It is a constant. So here slope is equal to P naught divided by 273.15. Straight line graph, we get it. Now what is the value of the volume at this graph? So volume at each and every point is the constant. So V is constant. That's why we call this graph is the isochore. Isochore graph means the volume is constant throughout the process, throughout our experimentation. Clear? Now what we can write other mathematical expression by using this expression. I am going to explain. Till here, is it clear? Okay. So first you write down, then I will continue. By taking this mathematical equation, you write it first one. Now in second case, when temperature was increases, then we wrote an expression that was pressure at T degree Celsius temperature. We found that is P naught plus T divided by 273.15 of that original temperature P naught. Now take the P naught common. So Pt divided by P naught will equal to 273.15 plus T divided by 273.15. We will take the P naught common. Not getting. Listen. When we take the P naught common, see, Pt is equal to P naught common 1 plus T divided by 273.15. So Pt divided by P naught is equal to 273.15 plus T divided by 273.15. Now got it? Okay, thank you. So Pt divided by P naught, temperature at pressure at any T degree Celsius and pressure at the 0 degree Celsius. 273.15 plus T. Let us see. We replace this value by the T and this value by T naught. Means the temperature at 0 degree Celsius and temperature at any T degree Celsius. This temperature 0 degree Celsius and this temperature at any T degree Celsius in terms of the Kelvin. Clear? At 0 degree Celsius temperature in terms of the Kelvin, at any T degree Celsius temperature in terms of the Kelvin. So now we can formulate it. Pt divided by nu. Pt is equal to P naught, take that side, P naught divided by T naught into T. So now pressure at 0 degree Celsius and temperature at 0 degree Celsius, both quantity is the constant. So we can write Pt is directly proportional to T. Or yes, this value is the constant. This value became constant. This value became constant. Then we can write Pt is directly proportional to T. Means the pressure at any temperature T is directly proportional to absolute temperature. T represent temperature in Kelvin, capital T. So pressure at any temperature T is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. So we can write P is equal to K into T. P is equal to K into T. Let us draw a graph, pressure versus T. Another graph, we can draw graph. This graph is pressure versus temperature, absolute temperature. Then here, see, so take a pressure, Y is equal to mx plus c. C is no C. C is the zero intercept, means no intercept, plus C. The value of C is absent, means in this graph, when we draw a graph pressure versus temperature by using this equation, so in that graph we will not get any intercept, because intercept C is absent here, that we consider 0, and m is constant, means a straight line graph we will get. Straight line graph we will get. This is the slope, and slope is equal to K, or we can write P naught by T naught, or we can write P naught divided by T naught, slope value. Clear? The throughout the process the pressure was constant, sorry, volume was constant. So this is the isochore graph. Clear? Now suppose this is the at volume V1, this graph. Then at volume V2 we will get another graph V2. Then at volume V3 we will get another graph. Means V1, V2, V3, we have the three different volume, and at the three different volume we observe the three different slope of the straight line graph. So now you tell me, what is the relation between V1, V2, V3? V1 is less than V2 is less than V3. V1 is greater than V2 or is greater than V2 is greater than V3. Which is correct out of these two? Out of these two, which is correct? So now tell me, pressure, when the temperature is kept constant, then pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Means the volume which is near to the pressure, that will be less, means this is correct. So here V1 is less than V2 is less than V3. Right? Means towards the temperature, the volume, temperature increases, volume increases. Volume increases. Pressure at this volume, pressure at this volume, and pressure at this. Means pressure increases, then volume decreases. So this whole about these two graphs. So we got an other relation. It was our relation, the first relation 1, and this is a second. Now what we can write other relation? What we can write other relation? See, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. Suppose if we have any system In this system, pressure is the P1 and temperature T1. This system move and the pressure and temperature changed. Pressure and temperature changed. Now pressure became P2 and temperature became T2. Condition was here constant mass and volume. Then how these two different state 1 and state 2 are related to each other. So let us, as we know that P1 is directly proportional to T1, then we can write P1 is equal to K T1. We can write P1 divided by T1 is equal to K. Now here P2 is directly proportional to T2 as per as the definition. Then we can write here P2 is equal to K T2. We can write P2 divided by T2 is equal to K. Is it clear? Means from this expression we can tell us that pressure is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. This is the another statement of Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law has proposed two statements. First one is that on increasing or decreasing in the pressure of 1 degree Celsius of the temperature, then the pressure also increases or decreases by 1.273.15 times. Clear? Then second statement he made, by observing this equation, pressure is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. This is a absolute temperature. Now P1 by T1 and P2 by T2 is equal to K. So on equating both equation, we will get a very good expression. This is P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2, or we can write it P1 by P2 is equal to T1 by T2. So this is the third relation we have derived here. So total 3 relations we have derived. The first, at any temperature, at the pressure at any temperature T is equal to the pressure plus T P naught upon 273.15. Pressure is directly proportional to T, and if there is the two states, in state 1 pressure is P1 and temperature is T1, and in state 2 pressure is P2 and temperature is T2, then what is the relation between these two states? So we can write a relation between these two different states such as hello dear student, here in this video I am going to now the numerical problem, some numerical problem based on the Gay-Lussac's law concept. The question number 1. Suppose you have a cylinder. In this cylinder, the volume of this cylinder is 500 centimeter cube, and mass of the substance taken 5 kilogram any gas. So here the pressure of this pressure is that 2 bar and the temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Now on increasing temperature from 25 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees Celsius, the same volume and mass should be maintained. There is no changes in the volume and mass. Then now pressure become what? If temperature became 40 degrees Celsius. So this is P1, this is T1, this is a P2, this is a T2. Volume and mass of the gas is the same. Now, as we know, P1 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon T2. Put the value. So P1 2 bar divided by T1 25 degrees Celsius. No, here we will take the temperature in Kelvin. So T1 will equal to 25 degrees Celsius plus 273.15, that will equal to 298.15 Kelvin, and T2 in degrees Kelvin will be 40 degrees Celsius plus 273.15, that will equal to 313, 4 and 7 11 and 213.15 Kelvin. So T1 298.15 Kelvin is equal to P2, we don't know, that's why we are doing this problem, and 313.15 Kelvin. Now P2 is equal to P2 will come this side. So P2 is equal to, this value will multiply by the 2 bar into 313.15 Kelvin divided by 298.15 Kelvin. So now on solving this value, we will get that value of the P2. Okay, Kelvin cancel. So this is near about the value 298.15 and 313. So 1 point something and multiply by 2 point something means this value we will get that greater than 2 bar, means the on increasing pressure on increasing temperature pressure we observe to increase. You note it down, then I will give you another problem. Now this is the question number 2. In this question, the pressure of gas in a cylinder when it is heated to a temperature 500 Kelvin is 2 atm. What was the initial pressure of the gas at 200 Kelvin? Means P initial we need to calculate, and given T initial is equal to 200 Kelvin, it is heated up to 500 Kelvin. Initial pressure was no information, then final temperature TF is equal to 500 Kelvin and P final became 2 atm. So on applying formula. Our formula is that P1 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon T2. Then put the value. So T initial means T1. P1 need to calculate. T1 200 Kelvin is equal to P2. P2 is 2 atm and T final T2 500 Kelvin. Kelvin cancel, and then we get that P1 is equal to 2 to ja 400, 0 cancel, 0 cancel, means 4 divided by 5, that will equal to 0.8 atm. 8 atm means at 200 Kelvin pressure was 0.8 atm. The 400 Kelvin the pressure became now pressure became 2 atm. 2 atm means initial pressure, the final pressure became that 4 by 5 times. 4 by 5 times the pressure decreases. 4 by 5 times pressure decreases. Is it clear? So you noted down it. Now see, this is another question. At a temperature of 300 Kelvin, the pressure of the gas in LPG cylinder to atm. Cylinder will be explode at the pressure of 8 atm of gas. If the pressure of the gas inside the LPG cylinder will exceed 8 atm, then cylinder will explode. So what will be the maximum temperature that cylinder can bear? So for here example given P1 is equal to 2 atm, T1 is equal to 300 Kelvin, P2 8 atm, and we need to calculate T2. As we know P1 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon T2. Then put the value 2 atm divided by 300 Kelvin is equal to 8 atm divided by T2. Then atm cancelled, 2 4 ja 8. So T2 will come this side. T2 is equal to 4 into 300 Kelvin means 1200 Kelvin. At this temperature the cylinder will burst. So we should keep the temperature below 1200 Kelvin. That is the temperature should manage below 1200 Kelvin. Otherwise at 1200 Kelvin it will be burst. Means at 1200 can explode at the pressure of 8 atm. At 8 atm pressure will get, then it will explode. So noted down it. Now significance or application of Gay-Lussac's law. So what are the applications in our daily life, or the examples that we are familiar with day-to-day life? The first example, in automobile tires. The gas filled in automobile tires, this is the tire tube, the gases are inside this. Okay, so in winter season and in summer season. In winter season we observe that the tube get deflated, right? Means inside the pressure decreases, the temperature, when temperature decreases, then pressure decreases. In summer, most of the time we observe that the automobile tires, cycle tires get burst. So why this phenomenon is happening? Because in the summer temperature increases and pressure increases, so that volume is not available to maintain that pressure, or the tire is not able to bear that pressure, so it get burst. Another example, in everyday life, daily your mother is cooking food in the pressure cooker. Pressure cooker is another example. In this case, we have this pressure cooker. We close this pressure cooker and put it then at the gas burner. Then the water is there that get vaporized and convert into vapor state. That vapor state applying the pressure. So because of that pressure, when temperature increases, pressure increases and our food get cooked easily or within less time. Okay, so these are the examples. Another example, in aerosol can. In aerosol can, that is a body spray, or that is a spray coming to kill that insecticides or pesticides, pest in our homes, just like cockroach or house fly. So we use there is one spray. In that spray there are some aerosol material, solid mixture of the solid and liquids are filled, or gases, and one propellant is filling in that bottle. So when we what we do, just press that knock, whatever the key is given in that body. When we press that key, so the with propellant that materials is come out, whatever that is filled to kill that pest or that body spray, deodorant, all. Actually that propellant on applying pressure at that convert into liquid state. That is propellant at room temperature exists in the gaseous state, but under high pressure it is exist in the liquid state. So that's why at that if you might have observed or not, I don't know, but whenever you now you try to observe, when just take that any aerosol can and read that whatever the warning is given, you will get one warning there, placed it cool and dry place. Okay, because when the temperature will increase, pressure will increase, and it's may chance to that propellant aerosol can may burst. Okay, on increasing pressure, a propellant is filled inside aerosol can at higher pressure already. When the temperature increases, pressure will increase inside the can, and due to high pressure may be possibility it can burst. So in today class we have learnt about there are some relations, pressure and temperature that we have found is directly proportional to T. Pressure is directly proportional to T, or temperature is directly proportional to P, pressure in the, so nothing, that's all. We solved some numerical problem. I discussed some significance application or examples of the Gay-Lussac's law. So thank you for today class. Wish you all the best.